Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start the second video in the series on rebuilding the sign carving trailer. We got some cool stuff coming up, so stay tuned. So here's where we go from here, guys. We need to figure out the best way to use the space that's available, and it's not that big a space, but I think we got a pretty good idea. We're going to keep the layout in this corner for several different reasons. Number one, it is to the side of where the carver is going to be. This is going to be the carving and the sanding area over here. We'll have all the layout supplies over here and up above. Then again, this will be probably the carving area and then the sanding area, but we might swap those two. And then as far as storage, we're going to have the routers and all of the router and sanders stored up here. We've got a kind of an idea for that. And then back here is going to be wood storage where we have our blanks probably be in these bays. Up here will be extra storage as well. We're going to rebuild these a little bit. First thing we got to do is rebuild this hatch. The hatch that we took off was junk. I don't know who built that thing. To make it much more efficient, lighter, that thing was super heavy. So that's what we're doing next.
So the first thing we did is took this 400-pound hatch off, because if that thing comes down, it's going to hurt somebody. We disassembled it completely so we could reuse the 2x4s. We cut them down to 2x2s because there's really no reason to have something that big and bulky for the hatch. Once we had the frame pieces cut to size, we used this Bora corner clamp to make sure that everything had a good 90-degree angle on it and was completely square. We used 3-inch wood screws to put this thing together, and it's solid. It is definitely not going to be coming apart. I'll put a link in the description below for the Bora corner clamp. This thing really made it nice and simple to get 90-degree angles where you need them. Once we had the frame put together, we skinned it with brand new siding. We cut the pieces to size and used 1¼ inch wood screws to put it together. Then we used some old siding as trim on the hatch. Once this thing's all painted and done, it's going to look really nice. We spaced the trim out perfectly so we could put 4 hinges on this. It is a little bit overkill, but I think it's better to have too many than not enough. To install the hatch, we put a little piece of 1/2-inch trim on the bottom to make sure we had plenty of room for the hatch to swing open and have room on both sides. That way it's not going to get stuck the way the old one did. To hold the hatch open, we just put some screw eyes on the roof and the bottom of the hatch and use some chain and carabiner. It's kind of primitive, but it works.
Alright, so we got our hatch done. The only thing that we haven't done on our hatch is some kind of an inside latch to lock it from the inside, but we can do that later on. Now we're going to work on this back wall. We're going to remove these shelves. These braces are okay. We're going to go ahead and leave these braces, but we're going to take those off, replace them with something. This will be our material storage area. We're going to organize that and we'll show you how we're going to do it.
So you know that old adage, measure twice, cut once? We prefer the measure, cut, remeasure, recut, and then hopefully it works on the third time method. It's not the best, but it works for us. For the shelves between the studs, we use 2x4s with pocket holes in them. We used the Craig K4 pocket hole jig and then measured and just screwed them into the studs themselves. I'll leave a link in the description below because this pocket hole jig really made it nice and easy. To keep the boards in their cubbies, Dad used some 1/8" plywood strips and just tacked it right along the front. Now the top one he tacked near the bottom because the shelf is holding the top of the boards, and then the other ones he did in the middle. One thing about doing this is you need to still have room to take the boards out, so you want to make sure you don't put those too high or too low to where you can't really get the boards out of their cubby. This back corner area is perfect for all of our spray cans, whether it's clear coat or primer or different colors. It was kind of a pain to try to film this, so we did the best we could. Dad just tacked some blocks up and used some MDF as shelves, and then he tacked the plywood across the front too to make sure that that stuff is going to stay where it needs to be.
All right, folks, let's talk about layout letters. Now, over the years, we've done a lot of different ways to store our layout letters when we're out on-site carving. But Ryan and I wanted to do something a little bit different. We got to make it easy for them to transport, easy to pack up when we're on the road, but yet easy to get to when we're on-site and laying out. We went down and got some of these boxes. They're about 12, 13 bucks a piece, and we're able to keep one size in each of these boxes for two different fonts. So we got a 2-inch box, an 1.5-inch box, and a 1-inch box. That's primarily the sizes we're going to be using when we're out on site carving. And then we got these little boxes he found on Amazon. We'll have a link down below. And these are perfect for storing our layout template sets. So they fit 10 in there easily on any of our sets. So I think it's gonna make it a very efficient, easy way to have all of our layout stuff. And then we'll get into a different system when we're using our stencils.
So we had 2 empty bays left once we did all the board storage and the letter and number sets and the spray cans. So Dad came up with the idea of putting blocks up in between the studs and cutting some plywood to fit in there. Almost like a pegboard, but we wanted just to keep it nice and simple, so we just used screws to line up the stencils how we think they should go, and also it'll give us an opportunity if we want to switch them out to remove the screws and put different stencils in there.
All right, you guys, that is it for this video. We got a lot done.
We did, and you guys haven't seen this, but this has been over like 3 weeks trying to work in between the weather, but we are stoked with how this thing is coming out, man. I'm excited to go carve on site.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
So we got this wall done and pretty much our layout end done. On the next video, we'll move on to this wall, which is all the tools, all of the actual sawdust making part of it.
Exactly, and what we used for the templates, we'll put a link in those in the description below, and we actually ordered 10 more because we got plenty of room for it. So we'll have all kinds of templates, all kinds of letter and number sets, and we'll put links in the description below for all of this stuff.
So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love for you to subscribe and share it with your friends and other woodworkers that you think this would be valuable for.
Don't forget about our Sunday videos. It's exclusive content for everybody on the email list. It's absolutely free. You can shoot Mom an email, Vicky@makeawoodsign.com, and let her know you want to be on the list, and you'll be on the list. We're working on a link that you can just click and sign up yourself.
So that is it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.